Hi everyone, welcome back to Hayes Kitchen. Thank you so much for joining me again on my channel. All your hashtag Hayes Kitchens that you've done over the last couple of weeks have been fantastic, and some of you guys are cooking some fantastic meals, so thank you so much. Now today, I've gone through all the reviews and comments and I've picked several dishes to do over the next couple of weeks. First up, we're going to be doing a French dressed lamb cutlet, which any of your butchers will do for you. All your vegetarians, don't go legging it off or clipping off this straight away, because the accompaniment I'm going to be doing for this is a fresh quinoa, asparagus, spinach and sweet potato salad, which by itself is a meal in its own right. So please stay with me. You can forget about the meat and you just concentrate on the big salady bit. I'm going to be finishing that off with a lovely minced yoghurt as well. So let's get cooking. Here comes the biggest chopping board in the world. Isn't that ridiculous? Right, okay, so we've got, first of all, we've got some mixed herbs here. We've got some oregano, we've got some thyme, we've got some rosemary, we have got some mint as well for the yoghurt. Sweet potato, we've got some French cut lamb cutlets. Basically it's a normal cutlet. All you do is ask your butchers just to chop it off just at the quarter end and then take off the bone and just give it a quick clean up. We've got some fresh yoghurt, we've got some mixed pre-cooked quinoa, which I've done before. I've shown it on one of my other videos, I think it's with the chili. Watch that one again and you can see how to do nice quinoa, nice and fluffy and textural. Some organic fresh honey, we've got some asparagus and some spinach. So it's a nice simple amount of ingredients here. So first up, we're going to start with we're going to get the sweet potato done and get that into the oven, get that roasting off. So peel that. I'm hoping that you'll find these recipes really easy to follow. It seems like a lot of you are recreating these every week, which is fantastic for me to see. You know, some of you people that haven't even been able to cook before have been making some of the fantastic efforts. And I must say, some of them are coming back a little bit better than mine, which I'm not happy with. So please make bad versions of mine, then I'll be happy. Okay? Right, sweet potatoes done. Right, so let's get some of these ingredients out of the way so we can get working. Sweet potato, so oven up to 220, 230 please. I've got a hot pan in here because I'm cooking real time. You don't really need any oil on this at all, so I'm just going to chop these up into little chunks, scatter them around. Careful with chopping sweet potato, it is a hard veg and I don't want you cutting your fingers. Nice little chunks like that. This is going to basically go nice and soft and squidgy. So when we put it into that salad and you've got the crunch of the asparagus, you've got the quinoa, which is going to be a little bit stodgy or a little bit soft like rice. We're going to sweat the spinach in there and this is just going to pull apart and give it that sweetness inside. The beauty of these salads as well, you can just keep these, and the amount of people I see in work that go to work with their lunchbox full of different breads and cheese and biscuits and chocolate and scotch. They get this massive influx of energy for about 5 minutes through their break time and then feel lethargic for the whole day. Take one of these in, eat it cold and have it for your lunch. Add some chicken or whatever you want, even some cold lamb, tofu, anything you want to this basically. And it's a way better lunch for you than a stodgy old dirty sandwich. Right, into your oven. Now it's going to take about 5 to 10 minutes to soften that through first of all. Now, little trick for you, for when you're doing lamb, a lamb itself, you want to be cooking it for about 4 to 5 minutes either side and then letting it rest so the juices from that meat can just go and soften up and get nice and tender for you. So for this, we're going to make a little basting stick. With our mixed herbs, it's up to you which herbs you want to use. I'm using things which I go quite well with lamb, so oregano, thyme, rosemary is a perfect one, mint will go with it. However, mint won't extract much flavour once you hit it onto the meat. So mint, a little bit of rosemary, oregano and thyme. I think I'm going mad now, don't you? So to tie that together, you get a little piece of tin foil, fold that over a couple of times. Like Blue Peter, isn't it? That's a British thing though, isn't it? Right? So all you people in America, we have this program called Blue Peter where you used to learn to make things as a kid. They used to be quite rubbish, but this is going to be awesome by the way, not rubbish. So fold that over several times. Now you've got yourself a little handle, and all we're going to do is we're going to use that to take up some of the flavours that come out of the meat and usually release itself. So a little bit of butter on there, edge it over, and we're just going to tap that over the meats as well. Okay. whilst that's cooking, let's get prepping our salad. So, got a quinoa, as I say, that's already been pre-cooked. All we're going to do is grab ourselves a pan, like so. We're going to get our quinoa, pop that in, add some water to that pan, about 7 or 8 tablespoons. That's just to soften it up, otherwise it's going to be a bit dry. So our quinoa is bubbling away here. That's only going to take about 2 or 3 minutes. Sweet potatoes in the oven, cooking away. So we're going to get a griddle pan on for the meat itself. If you haven't got a griddle pan, don't worry, just use a normal frying pan, and it's exactly the same principle. The only beauty with these is it griddles it and it takes it a little bit of juice to come out into the pan, and it also puts lovely little stripes on it, which is just basically for look. It gives it a little bit of a charred barbecue taste. Right, okay, so really important to have your pan sizzling hot. Best way to test that, just a little bit of water, just drop it on. If it bubbles up really quickly, you know that pan's nice and hot. So we're going to grab our lamb, and all we're going to do for this is a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and a little tiny drizzle of olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, should I say. God, that took me long enough to get out, didn't it? Like that, I'm going to rub the meat over, like that, both sides, making sure you get them nicely covered. And all you're going to do is pop that straight onto your pan. Give my good stir. Now that can come off the heat now, because that's pretty much done. Just chop the ends off your asparagus off again. You're going to chuck that onto your griddle pan, and then with that we're just going to turn that over. Now all you're going to do is, using your basting, you're just going to rub that through those juices and just keep tapping that over the lamb whilst it cooks. Now asparagus, while that's cooking away, you're going to get your quinoa. You're going to add a handful of washed spinach straight into the pan. Keep stirring that through. Oh, lost a bit. You're going to add your honey. Keep mixing that up, and that's going to really wilt down that spinach and also heat up and melt that honey into it, which is going to give that lovely sweetness, especially with the sweet potato as well. To that, you're going to add a little bit of salt and pepper. Keep stirring that through, and you can see the spinach is really starting to wilt down there. Right, let's check on our sweet potatoes. They're perfect, so they can come out of the oven. Now with your lamb, it's been on there 3 minutes either side, so we're going to take that out to rest. So, grab yourself a piece of tin foil, like that. Grab your cutlet, pop it down. Now leave that just slightly covered, and let that just release some of its flavours basically, and it will start tenderising the meat as well. Right, off with your griddle pan. Asparagus is done. In with the sweet potatoes. Right, stir your spinach. You see that? And now I'm just going to add my asparagus. I'm just going to just lightly chop those over in quite big chunks, because that's how I like it. Chuck them in. Give that a good mix up. And squash down your sweet potato. So it opens up that skin, which it just gets from cooking. And that releases all that sweetness into the quinoa itself. Let's start dressing the plate, shall we? So I'm going to get rid of that chopping board, put down my nice little house kitchen one. I'm going to grab your quinoa, Give that another good stir through. Now, for a little bit of cooling on the palate, I'm going to get some mint yogurt, some plain yogurt. I use Total, which is 0% fat. Into that, I'm going to grab some mint. I'm going to roughly chop that up. That'll just get all the flavours out of the mint, and mint and lamb just goes together perfectly, by the way. Also, pomegranate seeds are the best combination with lamb. I might do that with one of the dishes in the future anyway. Or you can scatter some pomegranates over the top of this afterwards. It makes it look lovely, and they pop as well with the lamb. It gives it such a nice little flavour. Right, so into your yoghurt, you just chuck your mint. Now it's up to you at this point. I don't really eat sugar. If I do, it's obviously unrefined. If you want to add sugar to this, it will make it slightly tastier. That's totally up to you. I'm not going to do that. I quite like the richness of the sauce and the little bit of the strength from the mint. If you don't like that, adding a good teaspoon of sugar to there, giving it a mix through, breaking it down, will give it a lovely, more richer, sweeter flavour. I just don't eat sugar. If you want to, go for it. Right, so into that, I'm going to mix that up. So you've got that lovely colour coming through. And this is a simple way to serve. We've got our quinoa. I'm going to grab myself a big healthy portion of that and just plonk that down. And again, another little portion. Then I'm just going to grab my 2 cutlets, which have been resting now perfectly. I'm just going to rest them over the top, give it a little crisscross, and I'm going to get my cool yogurt and just plonk that down there. Right, so there we have it. We've got ourselves our lamb cutlets, we've got our mint yogurt, we've got our quinoa and sweet potato with asparagus and honey salad. That's going to be so flavoursome, guys. So, better just give this a little try, haven't I, really? Get a little bit of your mint sauce. That's lovely, the sweetness there of the sweet potato, then you've got the lamb, which has got the infusement of the herbs, and then a lovely cooling bit of the mint yogurt. I hope you enjoyed that, guys. Please copy me in about any recreations that you do with #HasteKitchen. I'm on Twitter as well, @HasteKitchen as well. Please follow me on there, because I seem to have a massive Instagram following, but hardly any on Twitter. So follow me on there, please. Go recreate, #me in, and I'll see you next week, guys. Bye-bye.